This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. For a free 10-day unlimited trial, visit lynda.com/MacVoices. And by Casper, a better mattress for a better night's sleep. To find out more, try one for 100 days and get a $50 discount. Visit casper.com/MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the Talk of the Mac community. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, it's the end of August heading into September, and that can only mean one thing. It means the SuperMeet in Amsterdam. And back with us, as we always have at this time of year, we have the organizers of the SuperMeet series. First up, Mr. Dan Berube. Dan, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone, from New Hampshire this time. Shortly going to Amsterdam. Can't wait.
New Hampshire, Dan? That's new.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah, New Amsterdam. Going from New Amsterdam to Amsterdam.
And abusing his partner is Mr. Michael Horton. Mike,
hello, everybody. It's great to be back.
It's good to see you.
No, actually, Dan is, for those of you who do not know, Dan has moved from Boston to New Hampshire. And he's got a beautiful new house there in Manchester, right?
Manchester, New Hampshire. Thrilled to be back. Going to build up the arts community here like I did in Boston. Still doing the same thing in Boston, but adding New Hampshire to the palette, and it's going to be fun.
How far a drive is it from from Manchester to Boston?
For me, it's about 45 minutes.
So it only adds about what 20-minute drives?
I mean, let's put it this way: you try going to the South Shore of in Massachusetts from Boston, and it could take just as much time or longer. So,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What about day-to-day traffic, right?
Where do you live again, Chuck?
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Where's that?
Just outside, central Pennsylvania.
Okay. You're not anywhere near Little League World Series?
Actually, about 2 hours. Two hours from the Little League World Series. So,
is that Amish country, Harrisburg?
There's some Amish country off to the east of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a lot going on in Pennsylvania.
I always think that any city with a burg in it is really pretty.
Okay.
It's really, I mean, you think about it, any city with a burg in it is usually a very pretty city.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Pittsburgh. But that spells the burg wrong, doesn't it? Or something like that.
It spells it different. Yeah. I'm not about to say wrong and get in trouble with the people in Pittsburgh. So
they spell it different. Yeah.
Yes. Different.
Or they spell it right and everybody else spells it wrong.
Oh. How did we get off on a geography lesson?
I don't know, but it's
I like Hamburg.
Hamburg. Yeah. Okay, Hamburg. All right.
Hamburg, Germany. Oh, there's probably lots of Hamburgs in America.
Yeah, there are a few.
Yep, a few.
Well, let's talk Amsterdam. Let's talk SuperMeet.
Yes.
Because you all have one of my favorite speakers that I've ever seen at a SuperMeet, but I'm not going to spoil it. So why don't we just hit the basics, though? Where, when, and then we'll get into what.
We have, go ahead, Dan. You want to give them the where, when, and why? And
I'll let you talk about our special guest. We're going to be in our 8th year in Amsterdam.
Amazing.
In Dam Square at the Hotel Krasnopolski, the Kras.
The Kras.
And it's very accessible to everything that's happening at IBC. You just come from the RAI straight into, Dam Square.
You can take a tram from the RAI right to Dam Square. It's easy. And
we start at 4:30, and we go until the cows come home or the birds come home. But we have
until the cheese is curdled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we'll have an amazing show again at the Hotel Krasnopolski. We have Blackmagic Design. We have Adobe again with us, and we have HP. And what we're thrilled about as well is that for the first time on the SuperMeet stage, we'll have Boris FX and Imaginaire Systems together talking about, I imagine they would be talking about Mocha Pro and how it's being used.
Yeah.
And it's, SuperMeet.com, SuperMeet.com. And that's Sunday, September 13th. First Sunday of IBC, and it puts a stage for a lot of the people attending to go back to the RAI and ask even more questions that they found while they're experiencing and connecting and networking with everyone at the show. So,
Dan, I'm going to take you back just for a second because you're using a lot of initials there and a lot of letters. What is IBC? What is REI?
RAI. RAI is a great equipment company for hiking and camping.
RAI.
It's awesome.
Yeah, RA as in Amsterdam, I is the convention center where IBC. How come I don't know this?
What does RAI stand for anyway? I don't have no idea.
Royal Amsterdam. I don't know.
Is it really?
No.
It's
but I never get it right for IBC what it stands for, and I challenge
International Broadcasting Company or Corporation or something like that.
Conference. I challenge those listening to tweet what it means because Mike and I we go there and we love it, but
yeah, what is it?
I don't know if we know what it means. It is the European version of NAB, which is the National Association of Broadcasters. In April, NAB happens. Products get launched and announced at NAB, and then products get delivered and shipping at IBC in September.
Got it. So for point of reference, it's a production-oriented trade show.
Yeah, it's essentially NAB, but it's in Europe.
Got it. Okay.
And you
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah, you can smoke dope and all sorts of wonderful things.
There goes our family-friendly.
No, actually, you can't smoke, and they're getting a little bit more strict about that.
Yeah,
we've been there for 8 years. And you can see a little bit more strict about each year. It gets a little bit more strict. So Amsterdam is not as liberal as you think it is. What
they do though is they have these really cool. They make these beaches. At the convention center that people just go onto, and there's usually a networking party, or you can. Have a butt break or whatever, or a beer garden or whatever you fancy. And then you don't see that happening in NAB.
No. But maybe after the expansion, but who knows? May do a beach. Yeah. So Vegas could use a beach.
You guys are back at the Hotel Krasnopolsky, and this has been the home for the SuperMeet for. I mean, has it been?
It's been the first one was at the
Gashouder.
Yeah, Gashouder in Westergasfabrik Park. And so we've been at the Krasnopolsky now for 7 years.
Yeah, so and we love it.
Yeah, they're really good people. It's a great venue. It's central.
We love the gas.
People seem to like it.
We love the first one, the Gashouder. That was basically a big round. It still is. It's a big round
gas tank.
To be a gas tank that was converted for events. And that was our first event. And then when we went back and we just had a conversation with the Krasnopolsky, they loved us, we loved them, and here we are. It's just so easy to do. It's our favorite one of the year.
That's great. How does it compare to the SuperMeet at NAB? Size-wise?
It's smaller.
It's small. It is smaller because it's a smaller venue. NAB will get something like 1,500 people. IBC will get, or the Krasnopolsky will hold 500 people or so.
Registered people, and then we never really bother counting who the walk-ins are. But
because that's about all you can fit in the room. And so we have some years where there's standing room only, other years where there's not. And it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful hotel with gorgeous architecture, and it's right in the heart of Dam Square. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. And I'm not sure of the history of this place, but it's early 1900s, I believe, or 1930s or something like that.
Well, what is Mike? What is that drinking establishment right around the corner?
Yeah, but you can't say that on.
I know.
Well, it is
oldest bar in Amsterdam, basically.
Wine and Fuking.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
it is.
That's what it is. That's how it's pronounced.
Okay. I think it's pronounced that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, anyway, it's an absolutely gorgeous place, and it's and we love the people, and we love the fact that it's very central.
So, well, all right. So I'll just do it this way. Even though it's not as big as the SuperMeets in Vegas, you're still going to be sold out to the walls for lots of reasons, not just the fact that it's a super meet, but, and Mike, this is your big lead-in, so pay attention.
Well, we always like to think you just sold out because of the super meet.
Yeah,
because there has been times where we did not have celebrity presenters, and because we always sell out.
Yeah,
we always sell, even though we just worry and worry and worry.
It's just easier when we have certain people.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
sells out quicker when we have bigger names.
Yeah, know? That's true of every
always
conference.
Have to have.
It's just it's a little stress inducing.
Yeah. Well, the big announcement is your featured speaker is.
Yes, Walter Murch. And for those of you who do not know who Walter Murch is, he is a 3-time Academy Award winner, editor and sound designer. In fact, he was the fellow who actually coined the term sound designer. He has done such films as The Godfathers and Apocalypse Now and The Conversation and lots and lots of wonderful movies. Recent Tomorrowland. Anyway, Dan and I have been good buddies with him for a long, long time now, because he's been with us not only at the San Francisco Super Meet, the Vegas Super Meet, a Boston Super Meet, and the London Super Meet. This is the only Super Meet that he hasn't done with us. And I had been talking to him and found that he was going to be in London during September, which is when this Super Meet is. So I just threw out the possibility that if you could be there, we'd love to have you. And this is, by the way, nobody knows this. And so this is kind of you're the first to hear it. The audience is the first to hear it. But he is going to be using Adobe Premiere on his next project, which is a documentary that he's doing in London. Now, of course, Adobe knew this, and they are bringing him to IBC to bring him onto the show floor to talk about using Adobe for the documentaries that he's doing. So,
I love
lucky us.
It's great.
While he's there, he's going to be doing our Super Meet. And so it was a coincidence complete, because we had talked to him, prior to this whole thing. And so this is just great that he can finally, after a 4-year absence from the Super Meet stage, come to Amsterdam, which I think Dan will agree with me is our favorite Super Meet. It is the one that we look forward to each and every year. And
I love the Boston Super Meet, but
yeah, we love the people. We love the atmosphere. Who the heck wouldn't love going to Amsterdam? And then we got Walter Murch. And so he's right now thinking about what he's going to be talking about, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely brilliant, as he usually is. So if you're a Walter Murch fan, or if you're just a fan of cinema and editing and sound, there isn't anybody out there that I can think of that you would not want to come and see and hear than Walter Murch.
Yeah, and I want to put a plug in because I came to the Boston Super Meet X number of years ago when he was the speaker there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And I really didn't know quite what to expect, and I was just blown away at the stories and the wisdom and the care with which he answered the questions from the crowd. It was a spectacular evening as far as I was concerned. So that's just one more reason to go to the Super Meet. I mean, there are plenty of great reasons, but this one in particular, if you've been on the bubble and you're in Europe and can get there, or if you're going to fly over from the States, that's just one more really good reason to do it.
Yeah, it's a rare opportunity to see one of the legends of cinema. And you're talking about the Boston Super Meet when Walter appeared. That was the 2011 one when Final Cut Pro 10 just came out, and everybody wanted to hear Walter's opinion on it. I just remember that wonderful quote. Should I think they like us, but do they love us?
That is again we like to call a Super Meet moment, when something that feels historic is on stage. We've had those throughout our many Super Meets that we had, and hopefully we'll have something like that again. in Amsterdam. So that's part of the magic of being at a SuperMeet, is seeing something that you don't get to see oftentimes everywhere else, and just being with a whole bunch of fun people.
I just saw last week. I saw Mission Impossible, and you remember? You know who edited that?
No.
I saw
Eddie Hamilton.
Eddie Hamilton.
Remember
yes.
Eddie Hamilton?
Yeah.
He did it Amsterdam SuperMeet.
Right.
About 6 years ago or something like that. 5 or 6 years ago. He had just come off a Kick-Ass.
Yeah. I remember that. Didn't
he's doing all these huge blockbusters. I think it was Avid, who brought him on.
Yes, with Michael Krulik.
But I love all these guys who, and there's so many of those SuperMeet moments. Those people who are doing well, who appeared on stage. We didn't know who the heck they were, and all of a sudden they turn out to be these wonderful, huge talents, and they go off and win Academy Awards, and it's great.
This I think is a good point to jump in and point out that the SuperMeet is a sort of a unique kind of event, or series of events, I should say, around the world. There are other opportunities for creative types, filmmakers and producers and sound people and all that to get together. But there's something about the SuperMeet, the way you all have put it together. And I guess the Amsterdam one, Amsterdam SuperMeet will have it as well. But you have a show floor, you have a lot of socialization opportunities, you have a lot of demos on the stage, and in this case, you have a fantastic featured speaker. So you get like 4 things in one event and one fantastic night. Today's edition of MacVoices is sponsored by Casper, a better mattress for a better night's sleep. To find out more, try one for 100 days and get a $50 discount. Visit casper.com/MacVoices and use the code MacVoices when you place your order. Casper is back this week as a sponsor of MacVoices, and I couldn't be happier. Casper makes mattresses, but not just any mattresses. Great mattresses. Shockingly fair-priced mattresses. Mattresses that have just the right sink, just the right bounce to make them the most comfortable mattresses you've ever slept on. You know how some mattresses wrap around you and you can barely move? And hold too much of your body heat so you end up hot and can't sleep? And, as the old fairy tale goes, are too hard or too soft? Casper mattresses fit in the just right category. Soft but firm, supportive but not hard. I should know. Before I got my Casper mattress, I went through 3 mattresses in 5 years and wasn't satisfied with any of them. Not only was that an expensive proposition, but it also meant I had to store and move mattresses all the time. And that's not easy. Once my Casper hit my bed, I never looked back. I'll admit I was a bit skeptical, but it truly is the best mattress I've ever slept on. Casper gives you 100 days to sleep on your new mattress and decide if it's for you or not, and makes returns painless if you're not satisfied. But you're going to be satisfied. I didn't need 100 days. In just about 5 days, I was convinced that this was the mattress for me. You can have that same experience. Go to casper.com/MacVoices and use the discount code MacVoices to get $50 off your twin, queen, or king mattress. Order now and it's on its way to you. No shipping, no hidden costs, no visit to the mattress showroom. Just a great American-made mattress, a shockingly fair price, and $50 off to boot. It feels like I'm repeating myself, but there's so many great reasons to try a Casper mattress. The comfort, the price, the ease of purchase. So go to casper.com/MacVoices right now, find the size you want, and don't forget to use the coupon code MacVoices to get $50 off the best night's sleep you've had in a long, long time. Thanks to Casper for supporting MacVoices.
One of the things that Europeans love to do is socialize and have a cocktail or two, and that's what we definitely encourage that at Amsterdam. That is a fun time.
We talk about this all the time when we talk about the SuperMeets. It is a networking event first and foremost, and we can't tell you how important networking is for those who are serious of having a career. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe or it doesn't matter if you're in America. It is who you know. And the more opportunities you have to get to know people, the better chance you have to succeed. Because no matter how talented you are, and especially if you're talented, you still got to let those people out there know how talented you are. So you got to meet these people. You can't sit at home and be brilliant. You got to get your brilliance out there, and that's what these kinds of events are all about. We always say, forget what's on stage. Much to the chagrin of our sponsors, because thank you very much. You're going to learn something, and you should watch and learn. But take advantage of the fact that there's a lot of smart people surrounding you, and get to know them, and make a friend.
And it's surprising how easy to do it, whether you're standing in line at the buffet table or at the bar or whatever, and you just stick out your hand and say, "Hi, this is who I am and this is what I do. What do you do?" And you run into some of the craziest people doing some of the most amazing things. And sometimes you've heard of their work, sometimes you haven't. But when you sit there and say, "Wow, you're doing that," and immediately you strike up conversations and friendships.
Yeah, you'd always think that Chuck Joyner's like a shy person. Chuck gets out there and he presses the flesh. He meets these people. He sticks a microphone in their face and talks to them and interviews them. And
I like being able to see that when you have those video segments online afterwards. It's great. But, so that's why, Chuck, we challenge you to come to Amsterdam.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. I knew you were going to do that. I know, and I want to so bad. But it's I guess it's my way of trying to bring a little bit of the SuperMeet to people that just there's no way they can get there. There's still nothing like being there and being in front of those people and finding out what they're doing and showing you what they're doing. But,
well, if you could ever, quit this day job that you got and take a week off in September, you can come and you can stay with us. We'll get an Airbnb. You can have a room or pull out a sofa, and we all share the expenses. It's like a college dorm room. It's just completely messy and smelly and crazy.
Gee, Mike,
maybe that's what you're saying.
That sounds really appealing there. Thanks, guys.
But one thing, though, is the value of the dollar against the euro this year. It's been pretty strong. So a lot of people that I know that have always been saying, I got to get to Amsterdam someday, they're actually doing it this year, which I'm happy to see. So hopefully that will continue, because it is, anytime that you can have an international experience in your industry, it's so valuable.
And plus, the city is just so beautiful. It's just, oh my gosh, you just never get tired of it. It's if you want to retire, that would be the city to retire to. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So, Dan, I want to switch back to what you were saying about who all is going to be on stage. I mean, obviously, Walter Murch is going to be speaking, but who are your stage presentations / demos?
Well,
we actually know just a few of them. Yeah,
apparently, I was not the only person that took the summer off this time, and some of the other people who we would get this information from are just coming back from summer. So what we do know is Al Mooney will be back for Adobe, and that's always a great time. We love having Adobe with us on stage, and Al always puts on a good show and leaves you with a lot of knowledge. We also have, and we've had in the past this person, but Gary Adcock, who founded the Chicago, back then, the Final Cut Pro User Group, which is now the Chicago Creative Pro User Group with Sue Lawson and others. He is going to be speaking with Cosmos Costas, I believe, from HP. So HP just recently came on as a sponsor for us a couple of years back, and they always give a very balanced view of what's happening in the industry, because most of us, let's face it, most of us use Macs, but not everyone uses Macs, and a lot of the amazing Hollywood experiences that you see aren't done on Macs. And so it's great to see HP there and showing workflow that can add and complement what we do.
Yeah.
And Gary is the man. Gary has always been a leader and showing off anything from HP streams on a portable MacBook Pro to, knowing just about everything. In fact, I think probably Gary's the only person on the planet that knows as much about HD and the future of resolution than anyone that I've really
and especially storage. I mean, you should have him on your show and talk about storage.
Oh, absolutely.
It's escaping me what we talked about. Funny, I can tell you where we talked in at NAB in Vegas earlier this year because he was on the show. I don't recall exactly what our topic was.
Well, he's more of a futurist than anything else because he's very tied into what's going on.
Yeah,
especially Thunderbolt 3 and all that. Thunderbolt 3, the specs on that thing are off the roof. So it's
right.
Yeah.
So around this time is when we start. We usually say it's super secret event agenda to be announced mid-August. Well, it's that time of year, and we'll start announcing the agenda. So just go to the website, listen to our Twitter feeds on Facebook or SuperMeet pages, and if you don't receive our newsletter and you go to the SuperMeet, you will receive the newsletter. So.
Yeah, and that's a great point. That's another interesting thing that you all do is you're scheduling people and adding things right up to really the last minute. And
we still got some time where we're trying to find fill a few minutes here and there because we like to cram a lot of stuff in there. We want to involve locals. We want to involve everybody else. So we're up until the day before. We're trying to put in as much stuff as we possibly can, and in this particular case, we'll give Walter the second half because what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to anybody else but him. So
he won't get the 20-minute hook.
Yeah,
I know that
he never gets the hook.
I know that Black Magic mentioned to me briefly who they're going to have on stage, and it's a European that's going to be presenting, so that's always good. And I would just, take an educated guess. Since Resolve 12 has just come out of beta testing, I'm sure that they're going to focus a little bit on that, which is an amazing tool. Changing the industry, if you will, and complementing and helping to move the industry forward, if you will.
And it's free.
And it's free, yes.
So what kind of pricing is there to attend this time, guys?
It's so cheap. It's so cheap.
It's the price of a good latte.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. That's absolutely true, especially in Europe. It's £15 right now. However, if you use the code SuperMeet, it's £10. And if you buy at the door, it's £20. So you want to be listening to us very carefully, and you can save a lot of money just by using the promo code SuperMeet. It's only £10. 10 euros. Sorry, I don't know why I'm in the pounds. 10 euros.
And once you do a SuperMeet,
which is about $12 or something like that. 11 or something.
Again, I didn't check recently what the value is.
Actually, it's been it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we paid for the hotel, Dan, because recent stock market crash is hurting the dollar. Right.
Yeah. Well, we did it at a good time when it was just about equal on the dollar.
Yeah, we did it at a really good time.
One other thing that I want to make sure we touch on too, because you've done it in the past, you really encourage students to come out to this kind of this event. So it's not just necessarily for professionals, but it's for any level of a video producer or anybody that wants to be associated with that industry to come out and hear these people, meet these people, and find out what it's all about.
Absolutely. I'm big on media arts education, and that's partly why I moved to New Hampshire. And I really love seeing, and my user groups in Boston are based at Emerson College, so we get plenty of students coming, and we want this at the SuperMeets. Anytime that you see young, fresh faces, that's a plus, and that is a learning experience there. And if you can learn from them as much as they learn from you, and any sort of mentoring, it's part of what I think both Mike and I feel it's part of our giving back, if you will, because the SuperMeets have been very successful over the years, and anything that we can do to make it something that's of value to everyone, not just people in the industry, but to give a chance to kids that might be thinking about going in this direction. They can see the type of people and to make their own value judgments for themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because the price for students is only €7. And even with a code, EDU VIP? EDU?
Yeah, EDU VIP.
VIP.
Chuck, you can always put this down on the website if you'd like. But
and this will be
EDU is an education EDU VIP.
Then they can get in for €5. So, and that's with teachers also, because they're just as important to us as students. So,
well, every time I see pictures of the SuperMeet crowd, inevitably somebody's shooting something, with all the faces in the crowd, and I'm struck by how many young people I see in those photos. I think that's because you encourage it. Obviously, something as small as saving a couple euros, or in the U.S. a couple bucks, but it shows that you're interested. It shows you're paying attention to them, and I think that's. I think that's amazing. I think it's a great way to give back, and it's so important to feed the industry because there's all this new work coming out. All of a sudden, we're surrounded by screens, and people have to produce content for those screens.
Yep, and there's a lot of screens to fill. There's an enormous amount of screens. I think somebody came up with that line just a couple weeks ago. There is too much television, and there is, but because when you start saying there's too much of this, it's because there's too much good stuff, and nobody can see all that good stuff, but people are producing so much good stuff, and that's part of this democratization that's allowed these people to come in and work on their craft where they couldn't have done that any other way other than going to a very expensive film school, because they couldn't have afforded any of this stuff. They can't learn online that they can now. They can't go to events like what we put on because they were too expensive. Everything right now is democratized. It's just a matter of taking advantage.
And it was also an amazing opportunity to get your stuff seen. If you can't, if you can't get it on network TV, then you put it on cable. You can't get it on cable, you start looking at some of the other networks, right down to YouTube and Vimeo.
Dan and I were talking about that last night. We want some of the people in Amsterdam to show their stuff at the SuperMeet. We got to get that word out, because we have a few minutes that we want to fill, and we want those people to show their stuff. So
absolutely.
Okay, so Mike, I'll put you on the spot since you said that. How do they go about getting their stuff to you to show?
You know what? We'll send a blast out to the attendees who have already registered, and start getting them to send a link, and then Dan and I will pick. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know yet. We haven't really.
I could even put on the SuperMeet website, we're looking for students, or we're looking for.
We could say
something.
Students.
We can put something on the website that can promote that, and to just reach us, contact us, put the link there. We can also follow up with you, Chuck, if you want to put a little blurb and on your website.
Sure.
It makes makes Dan and I pick.
And this time again is when we start doing that, because we know who we have for presenters and we know how much time we have.
Yeah.
So we naturally want to make it as impactful as we can. So we have SAE, College of Multimedia,
Amsterdam Film School.
Right. I'm reaching out to Emerson College's Holland campus, and hopefully we'll get some of them.
Really? They got a campus
there? Yes.
Well, and I will throw in here too. If you want to reach Mike and Dan with a link or something, if you want to send it to me at chuck@macvoices.com with the subject SuperMeet, so I can find it easy, and that way they'll know, coming from me, they'll know what it is. I'll forward it on to them, and who knows, maybe you can be on the Amsterdam SuperMeet stage.
Yeah, that's the only rule. That's the only rule. You have to be on the stage. You can't just send it. That's the best.
We're
not going to show your video if you're not on the stage.
Yeah, it just makes it so much. And we've done that before when we had like 5-minute presentations. We did that at NEB maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And that was so cool because we had a ton of people in between the platinum sponsors come on stage, and they'd have 3 to 5 minutes, and they're on stage showing a little bit of their work. And these are just people that were just happen to be making it to NEB, and bonus, they get to be on the SuperMeet stage and show their work with 4,000 people. So,
yeah, trust us. If there was a way to do more of this kind of thing and be able to pay for the event, we would do that. And that's the problem we have every single event, is that we have to balance commerce with education. We got to pay for this thing.
would love to get Heineken to just give us a major funding grant so that we can just
Mercedes-Benz or somebody like that. Just give us a whole block of money so we can just, do
make
all
it
this
free for everyone.
Exactly. And you don't have to pay for tickets and have really good hors d'oeuvres.
Okay, so I want to make sure we get that clear for the students, though. So you can send it to me. You can contact Mike or Dan, look on the SuperMeet website. But the one requirement is that you're going to have to be there to be on the stage to have your video shown. So that's the only thing. So that means you've got to be able to get to Amsterdam or
be in Amsterdam.
or be there already there.
And this should be Vimeo HD quality material.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be on the big screen. So you don't want it to look like crap. And, well, we'll know it's crap when you show it to us. So we're looking for some really, really good stuff.
Okay. And I know it's out there because I've seen some of the stuff that ends up at SuperMeets. And we
haven't really talked about it because we kind of made the decision today that we said, oh, listen, we got some time. Let's fill it with some local talent.
You always hit us at the right time, and it's great. I like that.
Well, and this one, I think we may be just a little bit ahead of where we usually do it. But I also know people need to get time to book flights and make arrangements, especially for a lot of my U.S. audience.
Well,
so
I got to tell you, there's a lot of good talent in the Netherlands and in Europe who come to the SuperMeet. We know them, and we know a lot of these kids, and there's so much good talent there. And if they got the courage to show their stuff, then hopefully we can show it.
Would love to have someone from a high school show something.
That would be fun. Yeah, because it did. Well, I don't know. We'll have to talk about whether it be a student, or only students. We've had locals before at the Amsterdam SuperMeet, but they were mainly professionals, and it was great stuff, of course. But maybe we'll do students this year, just students, and we have like 2 or 3, depending on what length, and if it's good, and we'll see if it's good.
Today's edition of MacVoices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. Get a full free 10-day trial at lynda.com/MacVoices. If you're listening to or watching MacVoices, I'm betting it's because you like to learn more about how to do amazing things with your Apple tech and beyond. That's why lynda.com should be just perfect for you, because not only can you learn more about using Apple-related programs and gear, but also about all sorts of things, even non-tech things, like personal finances, negotiations, management, or go in a different direction with K-12 education or higher education, or switch over to video production or photography, or lots more. Lynda.com has something for everyone, no matter what your interest is or your expertise level is. And the best thing about it is that you can do just that, switch from one topic to another quickly at no extra expense, since once you subscribe, every single course and topic on lynda.com is available for you whenever you want. I've been getting up to speed on a service that I really haven't fully embraced yet, Evernote. Lynda.com has made it easy, not only to learn, but because I haven't been at home much when I have time to watch, I can take lynda.com with me via their iPhone and iPad app, so I can watch when and where I want, even offline. Right now, you can surf over to lynda.com/MacVoices, that's lynda.com/MacVoices, and sign up for a 10-day free trial. That means you can watch any lynda.com course for the next 10 days with no obligation, or as many different courses as you want. Sample training in Excel, programming for iOS 8, Google Docs, and a whole lot more. That's 10 days of training free at lynda.com/MacVoices. Sign up now and let me know what courses you decided to watch during your free trial. I'm on Twitter as Chuck Joyner, or drop me an email at chuck@macvoices.com. lynda.com/MacVoices to learn something new today. Thanks to lynda.com for their support of MacVoices.
Chuck, you're gonna get a lot of inquiries, I bet.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Listen, I'll be happy to pass it along. I mean, just think about it. I mean, you can be on stage with Al Mooney of Adobe, and
you can share the stage with Walter Murch.
Walter Murch.
It's like,
Oh, I think we're going to get Walter.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Hopefully Walter will stick around to do the raffle with us, which is always fun.
Yeah, it was always fun. He did that in Vegas.
And he did it in, am I right that he was with us in London the year that Michael Jackson passed away?
No, he actually, he drew a couple of prizes and had to get on the draw. And did he do it in Boston? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's always weird, having a 3-time Academy Award winner pull tickets for you.
All right. So you said the magic word, raffle. How is this year's raffle shaping up?
It's just starting.
Yeah, and I can't wait. This is the fun time when you see all the sponsors say, "Oh, I want to do this," and it just shows. It just shows the support, and that's what keeps Michael and I going because we're working nonstop. It's a volunteer thing. So it being a volunteer thing, we're always working hard at it, and so it's always good when a sponsor chips in and says, "Good job, guys. Here's something to give out to people," and we've got a door prize like we've done in the past few years, a few SuperMeets, I should say, with HP. So for the first 500 people, well, let's put it this way:
maybe 250 or something, or
that show up at the SuperMeet doors, or probably before 6 o'clock because that's when the show ends. Yeah. Will be eligible to win an HP 15-inch ZBook.
Beautiful laptop.
And then they're also giving away a couple NVIDIA cards for the raffle. And then
Blackmagic has been on right now we have listed $14,000 worth of stuff. That's just what we have listed today.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got the Blackmagic stuff and the other stuff. We'll probably have, maybe 25, 30,000 by the time we end. And it's not as big as NAB, but NAB is like ridiculous. That's just insane. But this is, this will be great. And plus the Amsterdam audience, oh my God, they go crazy. They are so much fun. With the raffle, they're absolutely nuts. We talk about show a little joy and appreciation. Oh boy, do they show some joy and appreciation! They do it better than anybody. They're awesome.
Oh, okay. So September 12th, to have that
September 13th. That's a Sunday.
September 13th, the Hotel Krasnopolski in Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's SuperMeet.com.
The SuperMeet.
Everything you need to know is right there.
SuperMeet.com. And of course, folks on the website, or in the show notes, I should say, I'll have the codes, and you probably saw them here in the lower thirds as well. But absolutely, check it out and get to Amsterdam, whether you're there already or whether you're planning to go and see Walter Murch. And who knows, maybe you could be on stage with him too.
Yeah, we'll ask Walter to go to the bar at the end of his session and talk to you. And he's such a nice guy, and if he has the time, he always does that. And he'll always spend as much time as he possibly can with anybody who wants to spend some time with him. Yeah. So he's a great guy.
I want to say one thing.
Please.
It's our 8th year. Mike, it's really fun working with you. I know we go through a lot of stuff, but I'm so thrilled to be doing this still. And we always figure it out. And next year, this is our last SuperMeet of the year, but next year is our 15th anniversary of SuperMeets. How did we get to that point, Mike?
Oh, that's right.
We found a way, but
would be 15 years.
Yeah, 15-year anniversary. So really looking forward to that. Going to be a bang-up year. NAB is going to be big. We're right now at the Rio, but
it looks like that's where we're going to be. Because the Riviera is going to be implode. I think the Riviera looks like it's going to implode in April while we're there.
While we're there.
Yeah. But again, I enjoy doing this. Mike, I know you do the same. And Chuck, it's great to be able to talk about it. And we'll drink a lot of wine for you while we're there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Or beer in Amsterdam. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I think I love doing these interviews with you guys because I think this is really such an important event, no matter where you're holding it or when you're holding it. It's a way to get people together. I think it's one of those pieces of glue that helps hold the industry together and fuel it. And I really mean that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's just a matter of reminding people that this is important. It's important to their career. It's important to their lives. And the more they do these kinds of things, I think the better off they're going to be, and the better their career is going to be. So,
yeah.
Everyone does their part on it, so that's what I like. Yeah, we all just come together, friends, and it's I remember like Kevin Monahan used to call it the Church of Final Cut, but it's beyond that. It's just a fun time. So.
Hey, before we go, I want to get two more plugs in, and that is both of you, when you're not doing the SuperMeet things, you're running user groups in your respective cities, and I want to make sure folks know about those. And so even if they can't get to Amsterdam, you got to get out and see Mike and Dan and their organizations at what they do on the East Coast and the West Coast. Mike, how about if you start with the Los Angeles Creative Pro
User Group, which is we meet monthly every fourth Wednesday of the month, and this month, which means that we're meeting this Wednesday, which this will probably be broadcast after that, but the August 26th. But fourth Wednesday of the month, you can get more information at LAFCPUG.org, and just come on out if you're interested in anything to do with independent filmmaking and post-production.
Great. Dan, your turn.
So Michael and I are just two of the crazy people that do these things every month, because there's more than just us. There's the San Francisco, Chicago, Atlanta, DC, Montreal, and they all have their dynamic schedules. I meet every month. I took the summer off because of my move, but I start up on September 10th, and we have Michelle Pizanis, who is DP John Seale's coordinating camera assistant for Mad Max Fury Road. And that's going to be, it's already, it's basically sold out. But the fun thing, though, is that, we are at Emerson College. It's a fun campus. And they just upgraded over the summer to a 4K projector. So I'm really excited to be doing events with them. And then beyond that, having moved to New Hampshire, I will be doing some media arts education events and doing some filmmaker gatherings here as well. So I'm really excited about that.
And the website for the Boston Creative Pro User Group is? BOSCPUG.org. Great. And of course, again, those will be in the show notes. But I want to make sure, because I look at your event lists every month that you come out, and it's like, wow. I mean, each month just seems to get better than the last. It's amazing.
Well, you try.
We suffer from that you're only as good as your last event syndrome. So we try to hit the ball out of the park every month. And
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here again. I know you're busy, and we all really appreciate the time that you take to update us and chat with us. SuperMeet.com. Go check it out, folks. Yeah. I hope that you will go to Amsterdam.
Well worth it this year.
See these two and tell them you saw them and heard them on MacVoices.
All right. Thank you, Chuck.
Good to see you, Mike. Dan, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again soon. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. We'll be back with more soon as well. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting MacVoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.